friends, this is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy, and today I'm really excited to retry a video that I posted the other day. And what I want to do is, instead of focusing on what these new characters will look like, because we still don't have that information, what I want to do is I want to talk about what the Knights of the Old Republic characters mean for the greater game. And there are about 6 things that I really want to talk about, 5 major things that I really want to talk about. And in this video, I really want to explore kind of what these different concepts or what these new characters could mean to the overall storyline or the gameplay of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Now, the first thing that I think could be coming, the first thing that I think is a possibility, is that we will eventually get an HK-47 rework. It just makes sense. HK-47 is a solid droid. I've farmed him. I recommend farming him. He's a great leader to the droid team. He's free to play. He's been free to play for a while, and it's likely that you already have him. And if you don't, he's a character that you should really work towards, because he is very valuable for a number of different teams, especially if you're in the lower end of like the tank raid. If you're still climbing that, HK-47, the Jawas, they're a solid combination. They work well together. I do think that he could stand to use a rework. If for nothing else, just to keep him level with the galactic creep or the power creep that we've seen with a lot of the other characters. And since the emphasis this month is on Knights of the Old Republic, I think it's very possible that we will get some kind of rework towards that. Now, not every character is going to get a rework. Not every character is going to become super OP. But I think HK-47 should be one that does. At least give him some kind of awesome Zeta ability. I think that would be really sweet. Now, next, and this is the thing that I think most people want to know about, Revan and or Malak. Are they coming to the game? And the short answer is, we'll see. The longer answer is, yes, but. What's interesting about this, Revan and Malak are definitely characters that are fan favorites. Revan specifically, we will get him and or her eventually. I don't think that we're going to get either of those characters for the foreseeable future. I think Revan is a character that is definitely someone that's going to be coming as a dark side character. I don't think it'll be Revan redeemed. I think it'll be Revan at the height of his power. I think we'll get Malak with him at the same time. And what will likely happen is we will likely get them in February. We've seen a lot of solid character growth, a lot of Sith, and specifically Old Republic Sith, come in the month of February. And I stand by the idea that I think that these 2 specific characters are going to be coming in the month of February. Now, February is not the only month that allows or has some pretty awesome updates or some pretty awesome things that come from, some awesome moments for the game. We know that the summer is usually a time when they introduce something, and something big and something specific. And what I do think that we're going to see is a legendary event with the Jedi Exile. Now, this is Knights of the Old Republic 1. The Jedi Exile was the main character, the protagonist, and she is essentially Revan. And she's going to have a lot of those same abilities. And I think what they're going to do is test the waters with the Jedi Exile character and introduce her as some kind of legendary event. I think we're going to need either the Old Republic Sith. I doubt we'll need the Old Republic Sith, but we could use Sith potentially. And I think that we'll need these characters as some kind of starting team. I think we'll need them to unlock the Jedi Exile. I think that's what's going to happen. I think it'll be like some of the other characters that we've seen, like a CLS, a Jedi Rey. I think that's what we're going to see. We haven't seen a legendary event this year, and it is coming to be the time that is available to us. Now, moving on, next thing, if that does happen, if the Jedi Exile does happen, what does that mean for ships? I think what we'll see is we'll see the Ebon introduced as a ship for the Knights of the Old Republic. The Ebon was the ship that the crew used to pilot around in the game. It's a really cool ship. I really like it. I really think that could be where they go. One of the things that I would hope is if and when we get Malak, because I do believe that we will get Malak, and I do believe he will come with Revan. I think we're going to get his capital ship. And with that, I think what we're going to see is the Leviathan introduced as the Old Republic, or just straight up a Sith capital ship. I think that would be really, really freaking cool. I mean, he was the captain of a ship. It makes sense for him to be not just a Sith commander, but a Sith fleet commander. I think that would be really awesome. Moving on, and these next two are definitely connected, like they've all really been connected. Canderous Ordo, he's not in this most recent batch of characters, but he is in the game, and he is a pretty main part of the game. This could be the introduction, and if we do ever get Canderous, and I do think that we will, probably sometime in the fall, I think we will get Canderous introduced, and with him, a tag for the Mandalorians. Now, I've wanted a Mandalorian tag for a really long time. I just feel like they have a presence in the game, and while they are different, and each Mandalorian that we've seen so far has really a very unique tag and a unique, we've got Boba Fett, we've got Sabine Wren, we've got the two, I always want to call them Finn Rao, but we've got the Super Commando and Gar Saxon. Both of those are Mandalorians. Why not just give us another Mandalorian and give us the Mandalorian tag? And this would be a really cool way to tie in for a future event, is if you gave us a Mandalorian tag and then in the future introduced Jango Fett with not only the Mandalorian tag, but as a separatist, as a scoundrel, as maybe even as a bounty hunter. That would be sweet. I think that would be really cool. But with Canderous Ordo specifically, they could introduce him as Canderous from the game. Then they could introduce him as a Mandalorian. And I think that has a lot of really awesome potential. I really think that would be really, really cool. And really, just to finish this up, I think the last thing that I think that we're going to get are two other characters, and that's Cartho Nassi and Juhani. Now, Cartho Nassi is essentially the pilot of the Ebon Hawk. I think we will get him, and he will be the pilot. The Jedi Exile will be a co-pilot, something to that extent. Same thing with T3M4. I think that he will be some kind of connection, some kind of character that will be part of that ship and part of that crew, right? So with that, guys, what do you think is coming? What do KOTOR characters mean, if anything, to Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes? I really do think that this is a great opportunity to start building the lore, and I'm hoping that it is Disney testing the waters of the Old Republic. I do believe that the directors from the Game of Thrones will be directing some kind of Old Republic series, and that is my deepest wish for the Star Wars canon. But what do you guys think? Leave a comment in the section below. Like, subscribe, share. Visit us on Going. Join us on Discord. Visit us on Patreon. This has been Thaddeus from Going Nerdy, and as always, my friends, stay nerdy.